Okay, so the first part that we're going to use or talk about are multiple choice items in ItemBank. I'm going to back this up and preface all of this by, if you have not done so already, you are going to want to first create your assessment that you're going to add this question to. There's another video for that. And then you're going to want to create any passage that you are going to attach to this question if you're going to do that. So if you haven't done either of those things, close this video, go back and select the item video, or excuse me, the passage video and the assessment video, because that way you can, as soon as you're done with your question, you can attach it to whatever test you want it to be, and it will save you some time. Okay, so we're going to go up to create. We're going to select an item, and then we're going to click next. And you're going to get your first screen here. So I always create my questions in a Google Doc first. So I just select that first question. I'm going to paste it into the STEM piece. And then hit save and continue. When you do that, that's going to then bring up the answer choices that you can put in. So I'll come back here, and because they're small, I'll just type them. So Kush Exum, which that is the correct answer. So you're just going to hit that green check mark, Ghana and Mali. So a ton of different things you can do here. You can have different images that they would choose from, a ton of different stuff. You can add choices so that there's more than 5. If you hit this piece here, it will remove it, so that can make it less. You can change where this one is, up or down in the order. You can create a rubric or a rationale explaining why it is what it is. But again, always hit that save button. So then you're going to come down to the next piece. So a couple things here. You can add them to the West Ottawa Public School Bank of Questions. And then it really becomes, I've compared this often to how I learned how to play craps. A lot of these details can be used in as you're comfortable with them. So the red ones have already given you a response. You know that this is a required response. But in terms of item difficulty, if you don't feel like your PLC is in a place where they're going to, you want to distinguish there, don't worry about it. Depth of knowledge, don't worry about it. Again, if you want to add all these things in, it's obviously going to take time, but you don't really need to feel the need to do all of those different things. So I have all of these different, I always add a descriptive label to it so I can find it. So this is a world test unit 2, Africa and Asia, and any question or any passage, or excuse me, any item or any passage that I create, I always add that to it so that I can find them later when I'm looking at them. So I have all those things set up. Again, save. You get this green box up here letting you know that you can move on. Your standards you can go into. So, I have some of the common ones that I've used. There are all different kinds of standards that are attached here that you can go through and find and attach. I'll just click one just for the sake of clicking one, and it'll attach here. You'll see it's in green, meaning it's attached, and then you'll come to the passage. Now, I have my own passage that I've already created for this piece. And I'm going to make an attempt to try and find it. This is something that can be somewhat difficult to do. If you don't label them correctly, or you don't remember what your piece is, it can really take a lot of time to do this. So again, I have my Africa map that I've already created. It has this here. You're just going to click on this button that says link passage, and you will continue on. So that's all set up. And then again, on to the next one. You have a view. You go through, you see that your multiple choice, this pencil and computer means that it can be sent or tested in pencil or online, which is correct. And then the last thing that you have to do is publish. If you do not publish your item, you will not be able to find it. You will not be able to attach it to a test. So you publish it. And again, if you had a test that you wanted to add it to, you could do that. We don't have that test created at this point. So that's how you make a multiple choice test with a passage in Illuminate Item Bank.